Hey guys, Silver here, and with how much fun and how successful the Year of Shadow was in 2024, something that a lot of fans have been discussing is what other Sonic characters could be given this type of spotlight. So I thought I'd share my list of Sonic characters that deserve their own year. Starting off with the character who arguably deserves his own year the most, it's going to be Silver the Hedgehog. In my 35th anniversary predictions video, I already mentioned how I believe for the 4th Sonic movie we'll be getting a dedicated year centered around the main villain Metal Sonic. Well, with Silver most likely being the next big character they introduce in the Sonic movie universe, whether it's for Sonic 4 or even a Sonic 5, I think that'll finally be the chance where Silver gets his own year. Now, what do I want to see in this year? Well, in my world famous video 3 Ways Silver Could Return, I think they could give Silver his own campaign in a remaster of a Sonic game like Sonic Lost World. But another cool idea would be to have a Sonic X Silver Forces where we get a new campaign as Silver where he helps the Resistance during the 6-month period that Sonic is gone. I think having a campaign where Silver attempts to uplift the Resistance during the dark times of the Eggman Empire's reign would do wonders for not only Silver's character, but for the story of Sonic Forces as a whole. As for other things in this hypothetical Year of Silver, I would love it if we got more merch for him, like how for the Year of Shadow we got tons of cool things like a Shadow themed controller and a collector's figure from Jax. It would be awesome if we got things like those but for Silver. Another thing that needs to happen in a Year of Silver or at any point at all is a dedicated animated short series revolving around Silver. We have still yet to see Silver play a big role or be the focus in an animated short. We need to have an animation where he's the main focus and we actually get to see him in action with his psychokinesis powers. I think I've made a good case as to why Year of Silver could be awesome, and I think any actual Sonic fan would agree that something like this needs to happen for the character. As awesome as the Year of Shadow was in 2024, it's kind of depressing that it completely overshadowed Knuckles' 30th anniversary celebration, as 1994 was when he made his first appearance in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. All Knuckles got to celebrate last year was a controversial TV show which I admittedly really warmed up to despite it just being a show about Wade where Knuckles trains him. But on top of that, even Knuckles' own comic book special was mostly centered around Trip, with Knuckles training her as well. And even though I love Trip and her interactions with Knuckles, it definitely did not help in giving Knuckles his well-deserved spotlight in his own anniversary year. That's why I think Knuckles desperately needs his own year. Knuckles is such an iconic and versatile character in the Sonic series, and he's so popular to the point where it wouldn't even be a huge financial risk giving him a year. I think it'd be such a cool idea to have a brand new Knuckles game that gives us a heavy emphasis on exploration and combat, much like the Werehog in Sonic Unleashed and the gameplay of Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't think I need to explain why that style of gameplay would be perfect for Knuckles, and once again, with the popularity of Knuckles, I think it'd do extremely well. However, if Sega still isn't confident enough in giving Knuckles a standalone game, then I think he could fit in a Sonic Unleashed remaster where he has his own campaign. I honestly am kind of curious if Angel Island was affected in any way by Dark Gaia's awakening. I think all of this would work great in not only celebrating a year for Knuckles, but to be released around the same time as a potential Knuckles Season 2, where we could hopefully get more fan service like the Chaotix appearing. And speaking of,
Hot take, but the Chaotix should have their own year. Okay, I know that's kind of a hot take, especially since they've kind of become irrelevant in the franchise, but hear me out. Ignoring how successful it would be, I still think that there's a lot of potential they could do for this year. I mean, fans like the Murder of Sonic game that came out in 2023. Imagine more detective type games just like this, but with the Chaotix, I think that could be pretty cool. Or maybe focus on the individual members like SPO's whole story, ninja arc, whatever that he had going on in the comics for a little bit. Or maybe see Vector's origin story and his relationship with Cream's mom. You know, just small stuff like that they could do that could give more depth to these characters. And it's about time these guys got the spotlight again. I mean, when was the last time they had a major role? Sonic Heroes? Yeah, that was pretty far, bro. And even just from a marketing perspective, these characters have a nice dynamic with each other. I could see some advertisements being made, some comics, some merchandise with these guys. You know, I could see it. If it's done well, this could honestly work. Now, would it be successful? That's a whole nother question, buddy. But I just think that something like this would be pretty interesting to see Sega take a knock at. Call it the mysterious Year of Chaotix or something, I don't know, but you just have so much potential with a detective team, you know, on some Sherlock Holmes type shit. We could truly see something that has never been done in the Sonic franchise before. other than the Murder of Sonic game that I mentioned before. You get the point.
I definitely agree with you, Chrono Bro. I love the Murder of Sonic, and I really want to see a fully fleshed out Sonic visual novel game where the Chaotix are the main focus. Also, in this hypothetical year, we could even get Knuckles Chaotix re-released for the first time in a collection of other weird obscure Sonic games. SPO had a large role in Sonic Rivals 2 alongside Silver, so it'd be cool if they also brought back those games. The Chaotix are such a fun cast of characters that deserve more love. And those are the Sonic characters that we believe deserve their own year, and although these characters might not have the same level of popularity that Shadow has, with a cast as large as Sonic's, I think it'd be a waste not to at least have one of these guys get their own year celebrating them with games and other forms of media. Special thanks to my fellow Silver the Hedgehog fan Chrono Bro for helping me cover the Chaotix. He makes funny videos, especially like his video where he plays Super Mario 64 as Silver. Pretty epic stuff. But anyways, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know which characters you think deserve their own year.